So I'm going to be doing another live today, and I'm going to be straining out my lunar hair oil that I've been infusing through this new moon phase, the waxing give us moon phase, that I had started a couple of days ago, and I wanted to go ahead and strain it out since this is the last day for the moon phase. So I'm just going to be sharing the straining of this oil, and then I'm also going to share a hair care mask recipe that I will be using for wash day today with the oil. So I'm going to go ahead and switch around my camera here. And so for this straining method, I'm just going to use a regular strainer, small size. I'm going to use one of these caps just to make sure that none of the extra debris get through there. And I'm going to be transferring it into my amber jar with the dropper. And before I do that, just to store the rest of it that does not fit into the jar, I'm going to put it into this lidded jar here that I have already cleaned and sanitized. It has a lid. And then I just have a wooden stirring stick that I will use just to show the consistency, how nice and rich the color is. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So as I had stated, and I will also link the video where I began this infusion, this one has some really good herbs in it. It has stinging nettle, regular nettles, rosemary, and this was made with the intention of providing a circulatory scalp oil for natural hair growth. So that is what it looks like so far. It has definitely developed a very rich color since I have used both rosemary and the stinging nettle have a very rich color. So you will see here how pretty that color became. So I'm going to go ahead and use this stocking cap here, and I will be doing a double straining. Like I said, I don't want any of the debris to get through. So I'm just going to go ahead and strain that mixture here. So this is what it's going to look like. This is the oil, and I'm gonna do my best to not make a mess here when I'm pouring it because it is filled all the way to the top. I definitely used the rest of the oils that I had for this one, so I'm going to try not to make a mess here. And I'm going to pour all of the herbs out just so that I can make sure I get all of the oil out. So as you can see here, it's kind of a slow process. I don't want to make a mess. And I will just go ahead and release what I have here. There is a lot, so it is making a little bit of a mess. So I'm going to just kind of half in the amount here. That way I don't get too much wasted. So as you can see here, I'm just going to press through. And get out as much of the oil as possible. I did separate this into 2 jars. So after I strain this one, I will open the other jar. Didn't get too much wasted here. I'm just gonna go ahead and place a towel underneath here to get that out of the way. So as I stated before, this is definitely a circulatory scalp oil. Rosemary is really good for stimulating blood circulation to the scalp, so I definitely used a lot of dried rosemary. As I stated, my stinging nettle, I also added burdock root. Burdock root is also known to help promote blood flow and blood circulation, so I definitely have that in this oil as well. I'm going to press out as much as I can. I'm going to grab a trash bag. And just dispose of what is left over from getting all of the oil out here. And then I'll go ahead and do the next half here. Hello. I am straining out an herbal mixture infusion oil that I made during the new moon lunar phase. I do have a link that I will provide in this video. This is just the finished product for it. Hello. So I'm just going to go ahead and press the next half of the oil out here and let it drip into the jar. This is just the end of the first jar. Just scrape out as much as I can just to get all that goodness that was in there. And while this kind of sits aside and strains all the way through, I am going to be using this oil in a protein hair mask that I will be making. So I'm going to be using for wash day today the Pure Zero Clean Beauty Rosemary Clarifying Shampoo. This is really good for getting the scalp clean. It is very clean ingredients, as you can see here. So I'll be using this rosemary shampoo, and then I have my hot oil snake oil treatment that I'm going to mix with a couple of different things. So I'm going to be using my snake oil treatment. I'm going to add some egg to it to add extra protein for my hair today. I'm also going to add in some of my spirulina powder, and then I'm also going to add my tulsi powder, what I have left of that one, and I'm going to do a deep treatment. And I also, just to provide some deep penetration for my hair, I have 4C textured hair, so I'm going to be using my dryer attachment heat cap so that all of these good ingredients can penetrate into my follicles. So this is just kind of the attachment dryer bonnet. You can just attach it to your manual hair dryer and it works just as well as a hooded dryer. So I will definitely share that recipe on my channel as well. Once all of my oil is strained, then I will be combining that together with the hair treatment. So it seems like this one is strained, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next bottle or jar here. And I'll just kind of share how much I got from that first one. So I got about that much. And there's quite a bit left in this stocking cap here. I did tie a knot in it, so it is kind of holding a lot of the leftover oil. So I'm just going to strain that through here. Like so. And I'm just gonna use half of this, that way it doesn't get stuck in the knot there. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead with my second jar. And all of these herbs are very geared towards and targeted and harmonized towards blood circulation, as I stated before. So all of these paired together are definitely going to provide a lot of really good scalp health properties. So here's the second jar. I'm just going to press this one through. And as I shared in the previous video, I did infuse this one over boiling water for about 30 minutes, very slowly. So I did get a pretty good extraction, and then I let it sit for the duration of the moon phase. I would put it in my windowsill at nighttime just to kind of get some of that extra added moon infusion for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and press out the rest of what I have here. Then I will get rid of the leftovers there. Okay, so that's the second jar emptied. And then I will just go ahead and strain this section. Like so. All right. Okay, so this is what the finished product looks like. It's a nice color. I did use my Now brand vegetable glycerin, and then I followed up with my pure apricot oil. And these are very translucent color oils, so you can definitely see it did pick up a pretty nice infusion from the herbs. It's like a golden kind of olivey color. And then I'm gonna go ahead and transfer some of it to my amber jar. I'm gonna go ahead and do that without making a mess. Get as much as I can in here. I'm not going to fill it all the way up. I will leave some left over here for my hair mask. And I'll just go ahead and replace the pipette. And that is the finished product for my Lunar Phase Circulatory Scalp Oil. I will definitely share in a short clip my protein hair mask treatment that I will be using this oil in. I hope you enjoyed this live. I appreciate all the viewers today. Thank you for interacting, and stay tuned for more DIYs, recipes, and reviews. Thank you so much for watching.